Alright, this is a 2017 Salem by Forrest River. It has a dual tank with a dual battery in the front. Just going to go over some of the little details of this RV. We also have pass-through storage. It's great for storing extra tank of propane or your items. Now, one of the unique features of this, it's a double, now it being a double bump out, it's not totally unique, but the fact that it is, it does have a bunkhouse on here, so it's great for having that spare room. Now, one of the unique features of this particular RV is it comes with a remote. Now, there are some manual buttons you can push to be able to have these extend, but it is so convenient to have a remote. If you're on your own, or, you know, say you have a spouse, you're doing other things like with a hitch, and then you have someone else who wants to put out the bump outs, it's just this easy. So you're going to select which one it is going to be. It's going to be side room slide here, and just hold the out button. Now, this is great. This is a good example that I am parked particularly close to the house. So from the inside, I would have no idea how close that awning would actually be. So as I'm looking at that edge, and I'm letting it bring itself out, I'm seeing how close can I get. Now, this is when you're going into certain camping spots. And wow, look at that. Look how great of a parking job that was. But you're in certain camping spots, and you want to make sure that you're going to be able to fit. And you don't want to hit the neighbor's stuff. You'd hate for the neighbor to yell at you that you should stop. I'm just going to select the main slide here. And we're going to bring that out. Now, I'm also really close to the roof line here, too. And so I'm just going to pay attention as it starts to extend to make sure we're close, but we're not nicking or hitting anything. Anytime I can stop, restart. It doesn't matter. I can go in and out. Just depends on what the remote wants to do. Look at that. Look how close. Oh, look how close. That was almost like I planned it. That's pretty amazing. And that's just for the bump outs while you're getting set up. One of the most convenient things is having a power hitch right here. So if you wanted to go, especially when you're trying to adjust for level, as you'll come to find out is a fun process, you're going to want to be able to make sure, obviously, your left to right is level, but also your front to back. But your front to back is the easiest to do because it's as easy as going down or up. So not a problem there. Also, on our propane tanks, I did this little fun thing because I'm not one to guess all the time. It does have an automatic switch from left to right here when it comes to your propane, but also you have a gauge right there. Now, obviously, if it's shut off, it's not going to show any level or anything like that, but if it's on, boom, you know your level right there and which one is currently on. And so if you say this one is empty, then you would just take this one off while you're enjoying the propane off of here and be able to swap it out. And this will hook up to a standard propane line as well. So if you have these are 7-gallon propane tanks. If you have like a 5-gallon one, usually you use for a barbecue, boom, you can use that. We actually throw in a spare one for you. That if you're like, hey, I forgot both of them are out and it's the middle of the night and it's super, and you're cold because the heater turned off because you don't have any propane, boom, you can hook up to another one and still be good to go. Now, underneath this RV, you'll notice it's completely sealed. That is for great aerodynamics, as well as keeping all your stuff together without nothing hanging loose on there. And then another great feature of this particular remote is that the stabilizers, I call them landing gear here, but the front jacks here, I can just push out, and, down, and boom, look at that, coming on down. Now there's a manual button for this as well, but when you can do it with a remote, why would you do it anyway else? Just go back up, I don't really need to set those right now, but it's pretty cool. Now to feature a couple other things with the remote. Now with the remote, it is, say it's going to be a nice sunny day, which we're expecting some pretty high temperatures out here. Not quite as high as Arizona, but it's going to get there. So what I love about this is you can actually, with the awning, boom, let's take out the awning here. Again, there's a manual button inside, but gosh dang, isn't it so nice to be able to just push a button and your awning is completely extended, ready to go. And then also on top of that, say you were like, hey, I feel like we're kind of in the dark here at night, boom, let's just click a button and get the lights on, which is pretty sweet. Another pretty sweet feature on the outside here, so we have an outdoor kitchen. Now to complement this, before I open this up, we're a little too close to the fence. On the back here with our spare tire, we also have an outdoor barbecue. That's, I admit, it's not crazy big. In fact, if I had my way, we would have swapped out with a nicer, bigger one, which you can totally do. You just have to remount it to the actual bar. They give you a plate right here to mount to. And then this, you pull out the pin, swing this around, and then it creates a great space for your outdoor kitchen, which is right here. The outdoor kitchen is fantastic. We actually added lights to this because we got so jealous. All they had was a dinky little light here before that only light this small little area. But since then, we decided like, hey, let's get not only a brighter light there, but let's add some LEDs here as well as here. And between having all this light and it being white and reflecting down, plus the light from those awnings, man, you have a great entertaining space, as well as plenty of light to see your guests and have some fun. If you want to dim things down, each one is individually powered, so you can turn off each one or keep one on. It's not tied to the other one, no guessing. If it's on, you can switch it on. And you have this great little space with water, and then outside here, if we pop down just here a second, there's actually a line that goes directly to the propane tanks up there, where you can hook your hose in there to your barbecue, or as we've done with other guests, we've got an extension cord and got one of those propane fire pits, and you can hook right in here, get an extension cord, and then you just bring it out front where you're entertaining with your friends and family, and bam, there you go. Then you have a great, you don't have to worry about getting extra propane tanks or nothing. A little extra storage here, and of course you got storage up here, and then they have space right here. Throw a mini fridge in there. In fact, that's, if you're wondering what this hole is, there's actually a funnel that attaches to here, so you can have a pan here, so if it happens to overflow or there's some melting or whatever happens, liquid, it'll drain through here, and there's a line that goes through into the sink and into your gray tank. Pretty cool. One of the awesome features of this particular RV that we've upgraded is an automatic locking system. Now you can manually lock it. This is the deadbolt, and this is the manual lock for the handle itself. So, for example, we're going to lock it, and then even though I can pull the handle, the deadbolt has been secured. So all I have to do is just manually put in our code, and boom, open. So there's your deadbolt right here, and then obviously your locking mechanism is right in there for manual locking. And then you have a screen door, a little slider. Kids like to say, can you hand me a popsicle through the screen door when you have it open on a nice day? There you have it. Now everyone's favorite part, going inside. 3 TVs come with this particular RV. 2 of which are this one right here. This is a Roku TV, smart TV, it's 4K. And then you'll have a Samsung smart TV right here for the bedroom. So you can see with the bedroom, it's got some great privacy and some storage right there, where you can hang a shirt right here. And also, on this particular side, you of course you'll have your closet, but also you have a little pass-through right here, and that can access the overflow right there, which is pretty cool. Use this as like a laundry chute or something like that. Really convenient, right out of the way. And you got a power plug-in on either side. I don't know why more houses do this. Side of the bed, so you can go charging. Underneath, it's access to that wonderful pass-through area. Boom. So you got plenty of storage, and you can access it multiple ways. Right here in the master bedroom. What I like about this particular bedroom is the fact that instead of them having a pass-through on either side, they said, hey, let's have a door with privacy, and then let's just put some extra storage here so you can actually store clothes. How about that? How novel of an idea is that? And then, on top of that, we added a little magnet thing, because before, guess what? This was smashing the old, this is brand new, window blind, and then boom, there you go. Magnets are your friends. Here's your main central hub. So you can have electric water here, and as for you can switch over to gas for the water heater. So right now we just have electric on, gas is off. Water pump, we can say, hey, we just want to have it pumped out the system. If you can hear it, it just primed. And then here we are with our awning lights. We can turn those on, off. Lights inside, there's a little bump out, has an LED switch, or interior lights right there. And the bump out, as it says, is right here. And this is great for like, hey, it's late at night, and you want to have a light on, but you don't want to be blinded. Man, this light is great. It's a nice little ambient light. And inside here in the kitchen, we actually had a custom rebuild done. Before, this was a really, really uncomfortable with some angle iron metal as a framing for a futon. And super uncomfortable, not great at all. And right here you had one of those lame U-shaped dining areas, which I don't know if you've ever been the person who had to scoot from one end and then go all the way to the back end. Very, very annoying. So we decided to create more storage underneath this whole section right here. So everything under here you see is storage. And then this unique and awesome design, you can pick these. This particular one is, you'd see, well, it was just a coffee table. What's so special about this? Well, one thing that's great is it has locking wheels. So when things start to, when you're driving, you don't have to worry about it rolling around and creating a mess for you. But with these locking wheels, it's pretty sturdy, not moving around. But you're like, okay, well, it's kind of a coffee table. You know what? But I like to sit down and I don't like to hunch over for my food. Well, this is the beauty of this particular coffee table. Boom! We can actually bring this up. And now you have a table that you're eating around. You're sitting someone here, here, here. And guess what? You bring this down so they can comfortably go around and then boom, pop up this table. This is a great talking piece with your friends. But even more so, it's practical. You can use it for storage. You can put this down. You can add a second one if you want. If you really want to have like, hey, let's get the whole gang eating right here. But trust me, you're going to want to eat outside because that's what outdoor kitchen's all about. So much more fun. Let's continue on down here. We have, of course, a closet. Pretty standard. Nothing too terribly special. Just know that you have a little wardrobe right there. A couple mirrors to see. This is access to the bathroom. Again. There you are. And then here is the bedroom. Now we actually, it's another fun little thing, because we actually added a magnet too here, so it would stick. I mean, it doesn't hold, like, it's not super hard to hold, but it's enough that, say you are not quite balanced or anything like that, it's going to hold it in place so you can keep the door open. Now, speaking of doors, if you want a little privacy, boom. say the kids are in the back creating a ruckus because they're playing video games or something like that on the TV, then you can have your privacy. And you got some great blinds, more storage underneath here. 2 beds. You can use this, just throw a couple of throw pillows in the back and boom, you got yourself a couch. And of course, bed up top here. I'll tell you what, it's a sweet little setup back here. It's great for kids. We have 3 kids of our own, with a 4th on the way. Now you know why this RV is moving on. Now, also, this particular, let's talk about some of its features here. We have both heating and cooling when it comes to this. So right now, like I said, we're going to hit 105 today. It's a pretty hot day. There you are. That's our AC unit kicking on right now. It has multiple vents all throughout the RV. Multi-directional. You can change them whatever direction suits your fancy. And then if you're the person who gets to be cooking under here and you want to get cooled off, woo, there you go. There's a little bit of a wind tunnel there for you. Get nice and chilly. Ooh, it is kind of really chilly. Got a standard microwave, and of course your hood for your cooking desires. Now we actually added this wonderful setup for dishes, things where you're hanging stuff. Because you figure you're not really using this particular space. It's not blocking the TV if you're sitting down here. So if you're going to be a guest and you're enjoying what's on the TV, bam, does not block it in any way or shape or form. Of course, more storage above there. Upgraded countertops, which is really nice. We actually set these in right here. We're not using them. It's a great little storage spot. And, da-da-da-da, if you're filling up a big pot of water or something, or you want to do some dishes, there you go. Or, there you go. Even better. And also that we had this storage right here. We put these little clips on here, put some fresh fruit, or anything, just hang it right there. It's nice and convenient. Utilize. You want to maximize space. Here, I'll turn off the AC, it's kind of loud. And also propane heaters as well. And if you're curious where the heat comes from the, obviously, if you're familiar with thermodynamics, cold air wants to drop, hot air wants to rise, and so you want to have your cool air come from the top to bring it down the temperature of the area, and you want your hot air to come from the registers on the bottom. Let's go through and see. These are some nice clean registers. Now, here's your fridge. And it is, well, it's frozen because it's a freezer section of it. It actually does a really, really good job. This is actually a multi-functioning fridge. It can not only run off of regular electricity, but also it can run off gas. So if you want to click that off, now it'd be running off of propane. So as you're driving, you can actually, I just heard it kick over, and now you can run off of propane to keep everything is nice and cool while you're driving. It takes minimal, like small amount of electricity, but allows you to be able to keep your stuff cold while you're on the road, which is pretty awesome. And boom. Your fridge space. Usually put a couple gallons of milk in there. What else we need? Bam. Nice cool water bottles. And here's your space. Here's your nice smart TV right there. Of course, each one of these has blinds for privacy. You can really bring in the light there. Of course, more storage here. Store all your video game consoles or whatever inside this particular area. So lots and lots of storage. Very practical use of the storage, might add. Oh, let's not forget, speaking of, here's the pantry area. You notice these cupboards are deep, 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 deep. Like I can stick my whole arm, and now I'm touching the back here. Very nice and deep. And another little fun upgrade we added was this particular, I don't know if you've seen something like this. So if you have pots and pans you want to hang, you can literally just hang your pots and pans right there and just conveniently slide them in, slide them out, slide them in, slide them out. Maximizes space, it's convenient, it's clean, and it's really helpful. Also, you can put all your pots and pan lids right here. Just stick them right there. If you're wondering from a utility standpoint, this is where your utilities are. So all your breakers, everything, you have access right under here. This used to be a bunch of drawers, and the only way you could access it was to actually pull out a drawer, which really is inconvenient, and try to access below. We decided to like open it up. You can put totes or whatever you want right there. We just have to remove this particular piece of plywood, and you have access to anything in the back in case you're like, all your main lines are coming through here, so for service, it's really convenient. But yeah, that's all. There's all your utilities right there. Here's it all buttoned up. Both bump outs inside. Until it really utilizes that space. Now, if you had to actually, for some reason, access it, it's still possible to get through here, get into the space, grab little things. You can actually bump it out as far as you want. Because I remember one time we went to a truck stop, didn't have a lot of room, or rescues and rest stop, didn't have a ton of room, but we had enough, we could just bump out enough to get the kids into their rooms. And of course, we have access to our room. and then be able to come in and enjoy a good little meal. There you have it, 2017 Salem by Forrest River RV. All these awesome benefits and features. Want to give you a deep dive and an overview of just exactly the value and what you'd be getting in this awesome RV.